Hey lizard people, so let's talk about 7 tactics for calming down your bearded dragon. The quick answer for this, you can calm down your bearded dragon by removing its stressors and taking steps to make it feel more secure. This can include covering the enclosure, getting it used to you, stroking its head once it has been tamed, and many other more strategies. So stressed behaviors. Stress in bearded dragons can show up in different ways, just like humans. Knowing some of these behaviors is key to knowing when you need to take extra steps in calming your pet. Here are a few common stressed behaviors. When you see these, it's important to know how to calm your bearded dragon. Loss of appetite. If your bearded dragon is normally a good eater but all of a sudden stops eating as much, it may be a sign of stress. Eating for animals is a fairly vulnerable time. When they're eating, the awareness of their surroundings is diminished. If an animal feels threatened, they may not eat much because they feel in danger or stressed. This may be the case with your dragon. Dark coloration. Bearded dragons have an impressive ability to change their coloration of their bodies depending on environmental circumstances. This occurs naturally in the wild and in captivity. Harmless reasons for changing color include preparing to shed, communicating with other bearded dragons, and regulating temperature. After making sure this isn't why your bearded dragon has a darker color than normal, assume the darker coloration is due to stress. Not basking. Basking is a common and essential bearded dragon behavior. It absorbs heat and energy by resting in the sun whenever in the wild. In your terrarium, the lamp takes the place of the sun and provides the needed rays and nutrients that the bearded dragon typically would get from the sun. However, when a bearded dragon is stressed or threatened, it doesn't want to bask for the same reason. It may not be eating. The reptile feels in danger, and its instinct is to prevent the danger of vulnerable basking or resting. Glass surfing. Glass surfing or frantically scratching or jumping at the sides of the enclosure is the most noticeable stress behavior. When your bearded dragon is doing this, it's highly agitated and feels greatly in danger. As the pet owner, it's up to you to take care of your dragon and calm it down using the methods we outlined next. This behavior is most often seen when bearded dragons has been relocated to a new enclosure. Lack of movement. On the complete opposite end, a threatened or stressed dragon may not move much at all. This is also a sign of stress. This behavior is more often seen when the animal is overwhelmed or sick. So why is your dragon stressed? Knowing why your bearded dragon is stressed is a big part of calming it down. Ultimately, the bearded dragons are stressed because something is wrong in their environment. This could be because of external or internal reasons. External stressors range from any number of things, and they may include loud sounds, rapid changes in light levels near the tank, tapping on the glass, other critters visiting their terrarium, rapid changes in temperature too hot or too cold, being relocated to a new enclosure. Internal reasons usually involve some illness, but it's possible stress from an external source can cause internal health problems. A common example of this is when a bearded dragon feels stressed, they may refuse to defecate. This can, in turn, cause internal health problems over time, making them more stressed. This is why a good goal is to start by addressing the external stressors and then assess your pet for internal problems. If your bearded dragon isn't improving, it may be time for a trip to the vet. Calming down. In this section, we suggest common and proven ways to distress a bearded dragon. Because each beardie has a unique personality, one of the reasons why they make such good pets. Not every method works for every dragon. As a responsible and loving owner, it's up to you to attempt different strategies for calming them down and finding the ones that work best for them. So, number 1, bath time. Fill a bathtub, tub, or sink with an inch or 2 of warm water. Make sure the water is between 90 and 93 degrees Fahrenheit, 32 to 34 C. Let your beardie rest in the water. Rub its belly, back, and head gently to let it soak in the warmth and calm down. Warning: don't make the water so deep it reaches the eyes or mouth. Stay around shoulder level. It is a dry weather animal and it's not used to taking in huge amounts of water. Number 2, remove sensory overload. Sometimes it may be helpful to cover the enclosure with a blanket or cover. This cuts down on light and sounds overloading your bearded dragon. Make sure the tank stays warm enough. For safety reasons, you may need to shut off the lamp for the time you do this. Number 3, less handling. When a dragon is stressed, especially from relocation, you may need to let the reptile be for a little bit. Don't handle it too much. Number 4, get them used to your scent. On the flip side, you do need to get your bearded dragon used to your scent and to recognize you. Put hands in the tank in front of their face with your palms up. If the bearded runs away, follow it slowly with your hands. And in a bearded dragon you've had for a long time, being patient and getting them to recognize your scent can calm them down. This is because they recognize you and trust you. For new pets, this can work over time to make them feel less threatened and stressed when you do need to handle them. Number 5, feed them from your hand. By feeding them from your hand, you're further associating your scent and humans with positive experiences. If your bearded dragon is extremely stressed, have a green or treat in hand whenever you go to handle or touch them. Number 6, talk to your pet calmly. Bearded dragons, like other animals, respond to sounds just like humans do. If you're cursing, muttering, or yelling at your bearded dragon, it interprets those sounds as distress calls in the wild. While talking to your dragon in a calm, low, and soothing voice, it instincts till it's safe, and the body may calm down as a result. Number 7, stroke the head. This is a common one people do for their bearded dragons. Take one finger and gently stroke the head of your bearded from nose to crown. Take care not to touch its eyes. This may not work with a highly stressed bearded dragon, or if you've yet to tame your bearded dragon, this might also not work. Things to avoid. This section includes a few things to avoid which may be causing your dragon some accidental stress. In some cases, you may not even know you're doing this, but by being educated and aware, you will avoid making your pet worried and stressed about its environment. Don't approach from behind. Bearded dragons have a third eye on top of their head. It senses changes in light and dark. It doesn't see shapes, but it does sense when a shadow is approaching. This is part of their natural defenses. When you go to pick it up by the body, and your hand approaches from behind the head, it may panic and think it's under attack. Cohabitation. Even in a huge enclosure, it's not recommended to keep more than one bearded dragon in the same enclosure. Larger ones may dominate the smaller ones, causing undue stress and unhealthy behavior. This is especially true with males who will fight each other. Never put 2 males in the same tank. Small tanks. It's a common mistake new bearded dragon owners make when they buy a terrarium large enough for their juvenile dragon, but they never upgrade the size when the reptile is fully grown. Make sure your terrarium is around the suggested size of 40 gallons for adult bearded dragons. This gives them plenty of room to move around as needed, and if possible, go up to 50 gallons in your tank size. Boring. If you were stuck in a tank all day with nothing to do, you'd probably get stressed too. Give the bearded dragon some rocks, sticks, and other items to interact with to keep him entertained. Holding. When you do pick up your bearded dragon, a good thing to do for your pet, be sure to support every part of the dragon in your hands. If you let feet dangle off the reptile, it feels stressed and insecure. Make sure you let your bearded dragon feel supported and safe. We hope you found learning how to calm down your bearded dragon helpful. Having this information can make your reptile happy and healthy. Ultimately, calm down your pet by removing stressors and providing the reptile a feeling of safety. If you enjoyed this video and you want to learn more about bearded dragons or becoming the best owner you can possibly be, I've put together the Bearded Dragon Handbook that you can check out on my site. There's a link below. Thank you. Thanks for watching our video. I hope you learned something new. While you're here, please comment below, like this video, and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching. Until the next one.
Have you subscribed yet? Subscribe yet?